My name is Guenther, and I do a lot of different things through the day. Pretty much my mornings are spent here at the Whiskey Jam office working on the different things that make up Whiskey Jam. Afternoons I usually spend at Apple Radio.
Take me back to that moment when you were taking that plunge and taking on this idea with your friends. What was the main goal? And of course, for people that haven't heard of Whiskey Jam, what can they expect when they come to an event?
Initially, it was going to be have a stage set up, have a sound system, have all the instruments you would need, and reach out to musicians. So like have a drummer, a couple drummers, a couple bass players, a couple of guitar players that could get up there in any configuration and back up a singer or a songwriter. That was really hadn't been done before or in a long time if I was unaware of it. People immediately attached to it, and you immediately had a huge turnout of artists, everything from us unknowns to like people on the radio like the Kip Moores and Brett Eldridges who were getting their start that wanted that feeling too, that wanted to test this thing out. It blew up immediately, so we had to kind of structure it within the first couple months. It was filling a void that we didn't really know existed, and so it was received very well out of the gate.
Is it difficult to keep that intimate and engaging artist and crowd relationship when you are growing so fast and really evolving with Nashville itself?
A dozen years into this, that's the hardest thing, is to maintain the spirit of that first night, month, year of Whiskey Jam. Back then, our kind of motto was the best kept secret that everybody knows, because all the people in the know, like all your music industry friends, everybody knew about it. That was the place to go, just kind of unspoken. This past decade itself in Nashville has been insane as far as growth and the amount of people we're seeing come from all over the world. The biggest challenge has been maintaining that spirit of uniqueness and real Nashville in the face of so many out of town and new guests.
And it is such an interesting dynamic, this event, because you have headliners you never know when they're going to pop in, but you also are finding these up and coming artists that have moved to the city. Maybe they feel alone and they want that community aspect. What are you looking for when you're making that lineup?
At this point, I'm trying to include as many people as possible. If it's somebody's dream to play Whiskey Jam, I want to be the last person to stand in the way of them. So we're trying to get a balance of totally unknown things that might be surprising to somebody that knows nothing about Whiskey Jam or any of the artists, but you also have to have that draw. You have to get something to get people up off the couch on a Monday night. I want to be entertained. I want to be fulfilled and surprised, and I've been to 760 something Whiskey Jams now, and I still enjoy it.
What inspires you or motivates you to keep going and to keep putting on these shows for the community?
My inspiration at this point, I feel like giving great artists an equal shot, because we've seen a lot go through Whiskey Jam, come through Nashville through the years, and there's nothing sadder than a fantastic songwriter or singer or artist not get a fair chance to be heard. And I think keeping that accessibility, that promise to all these artists, that's the focus now.
What events do you have coming up this summer or in the coming months that you're really excited about?
Part of the Whiskey Jam brand and mystique is it's very spontaneous. So we don't announce much, but the outdoor shows in Midtown in the Losers parking lot, where we've had one with Outsider recently, it's just a different vibe. It's something really special to Whiskey Jam, to Midtown, I feel like to the city, to people visiting for the summer. And honestly, I've got a few kind of pending things floating out, but I couldn't pin anything down, and that's part of the fun. So we'll announce usually about a week in advance, and I love seeing what happens in just a couple social media posts, and a week later you get a few thousand people show up, and these crazy nights in Midtown that honestly are the nights that when I moved here, as you were growing up here, those are the things that I loved the most, and to be a part of that, to kind of add into that legacy in the city of great, fun, spontaneous, free, legendary events that's what's exciting for me.
And we will be looking forward to it too and repost everything you share.
Good.